Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be a live trade video where I try to capture some of my trades as they play out live. Market opens up here in about 3 minutes. Very quickly, when I say live, what I mean is that I'm recording myself in real time as I see the information. In other words, I do not know what's coming next. So if you're open to the idea of an unscripted, nitty-gritty look, raw look into what it's like to be a day trader and how day trading can play out, then this will be a video for you. So I will be watching, I think, Tesla out of the opening gates, looking to do some options. And again, I just say I think because it is live, so I don't know what's coming next. So maybe another stock comes along and catches my attention. But as of now, the plan is to watch Tesla. But I will go ahead and pause, and I'll be back at the open. All right, just for documentation's sake, and to kind of just answer the question, hey, Clay, how does your chat room work? I'm just going to show you a real-time example. Whether or not this comes into play, I don't know. But Tesla, that 702 area looking like prime potential flush point near the after the open from yesterday. So there we go. I will be watching 702 as a potential flush point area, meaning look to make money from the short side if prices go down. Now, that doesn't mean that members are just going to blindly follow or anything like that. The whole idea here is I've alerted that area. Members can then go and look at it and see, does it fit their strategy? Do they agree? Obviously, if they disagree, then they're not going to be interested in that alert. Or if it doesn't fit their strategy, then they're not going to be interested in the alert. So like I said, the community is not a bunch of sheep. They're not just randomly following people. The goal is for people to be able to think for themselves. And the markets are now open. So let's see what happens with it again. Watching the 702 mark. Now, ideally, it doesn't break through it on this opening first candle here. Maybe even 703 as an interesting area. But like I said, this first candle here, as you're seeing, can be all over the place. Right now, it's got still working on the range, but almost a $6 range on it now. All right, well, I will pause for now, and I'll be looking around the market at other things. And if any sort of setup comes into play, then I'll get the video rolling. And dropping down to 702, but this is just too crazy of an action. I was wanting more of a setup there, and that's why I didn't take it. And as of now, it was smart not to take it, although, I mean, it could certainly come back down. But see that bounce there? It's just too crazy right now. Even now, that's about an $8 range on this 1 minute candle. So, I mean, things need to settle down a bit more. I mean, as a day trader, we want volatility, but there does become a point where it's okay, let things settle down a bit. So just still see what I mean? And look at that down. So, I mean, yeah, that was just too crazy to have taken that one right there. As it drops back down, though. Depending on if this thing continues to get overextended to the downside, I could be interested in flipping around and playing calls on it. All right, I'll go ahead and pause. All right, I have an order at 16 for put, so I want to see this bounce up a bit more. So he said need Tesla up here around the 708-ish mark. As it comes back down, so looking like a never mind on that. Okay, I'll pause. Okay, I have an order at 1550 here. In Again, I'm in at 1550. Pretty crazy. Getting at 1550. Try to get some at 1350. Got those. And this is clearly a crazy, crazy move right now. Let's see this down below the 1410 mark. Well, it was looking good for a second there. Let's see if it wants to come back down. 710 definitely going to be that key breakdown point. And watching 710. There we got those out. All right, playing enough games with this thing. Oh, goodness. All right, out there for a break even. All of that for break even. That move right there, I did get a gain on some of it, but then when it started to bounce back up there, I just couldn't risk it anymore. That thing was actually gonna finally head back up. Still may come back down. However, at that point, the risk was just too high. I was giving it a chance. Like I said, I did sell some of them for a profit, and I was looking for more of a profit. But when it failed to break down and then went right back up, it just, like I said, at that point, it just became too risky. So hopped out, which what turned out to be. And now, yes, in hindsight, I would have been okay. But hey, that's hindsight trading. It was just too risky of a trade for the reasons already discussed at that point. So yes, a whole lot of up and down and all around for for a break-even trade. But sometimes that happens. Let's see what else is out there. Well, hindsight is biting hard here, but I have zero regrets. I played that one completely fine because I've been there before where okay, let me give it one more chance when I shouldn't be giving it any more chances, and then it turns out to be, a much different situation than it should have been. But yeah, I mean, transparency's sake, this also happened. So I realize I look like an idiot right now, but I think that's why these videos are relatively popular because we everybody that's honest has been here before. So if you can relate to what I'm going through right now, hey, you're not alone. all traders, regardless of if they're going to share it publicly or not, go through these things where hindsight makes them look really silly. But that doesn't mean that anything was ever played wrong. But I need to stop yapping because maybe some plays here from a call standpoint. So if this thing wants to break down below 700, then some potential there, but I would not be interested unless Tesla does get down below 700. But yeah, there's kind of the rest of the story on that one. Let me get an order out there, just double checking. Okay, so Tesla going to definitely need to be down below the lows if I'm going to have any chance at all of getting filled on this, but we'll see what happens. I'll go ahead and pause for now. Okay, making a move. Again, got to come down to 17 if I'm going to get filled. Okay, at this point, let's go to 1650. It is a bit of a guessing game where the price of the option is going to be at the time the stock price is at a certain level. Right now, I'm trying to estimate right around 1650. All right, I'll go ahead and pause, and if this thing wants to keep coming down, we'll see if it works out. All right, going to go ahead and try to pick up a put here at 20. But never mind as it starts to head back down. All right. So as much as I want to say not a very smooth morning, I'd say pretty smooth because I played that one right. And yes, not smooth in the sense of it didn't work out. It didn't keep, I was just needed to give it one more try. But at that point, it just wasn't. Okay, I can't be talking right now. 704 is where I'd be interested in some puts here. So this needs to go up. So my calculations are right around 17. Let's throw it out there, see if that's, yeah, that should be right. Yep, 17. Okay, in. Let's see what it wants to do here. That's just too good of a setup. And I'm in at 17 for my first allotment. Let's see if I can get some at 1550. Okay, got those. Talk about some crazy swings on Tesla. Got to get to right around the 704 mark. Trying to look for a potential area to add a few more. Which I think I'm getting here. And I got one. All right, well, now it's time to see if this thing can break down through the 706 mark. Got those. Oh, that's right. I have one contract left. So I'm going to let this one ride some. Let's just hop out at 1690. So there we go. 315 on that one. And what did me, and that's not the right verbiage, but right there, I tried to add 5 more, but I only got 1 of 5. So when I still had 1 left there, could have still had 5 left there, which would have made added even more to the trade and give me a bit more flexibility. But that's just one of those things where it happens sometimes. Right there, the 1 out of 5. For those of you that are maybe new to the setup, that means that I wanted 5 contracts, but the market only gave me 1. So yeah, it happens. But overall, there's no need to panic on that one. And now as it comes back down, again, now would I still have had all 5 contracts? No. But would I still have had a couple right now? Yeah. So that would have been fantastic. But again, that's just how it goes sometimes. So yeah, a not totally smooth morning, clearly. But that hopefully you can find some motivation, inspiration, I don't know if those are the right words in that, to show that it doesn't need to be perfectly smooth sailing in order to still be worth your time. I mean, it's literally 10 o'clock on the dot right now. Market's been open 3 minutes. Market's been open 30 minutes, and I'm up $315. And like I said, that's been a very, as you've seen, not smooth morning. So it goes to show that it doesn't have to be perfect, but I mean, right now I'm averaging $100 every 10 minutes. So I mean, when I kind of look at it like that, not too bad for things to not be smooth, but still, averaging $100 every 10 minutes. I'll take it. Okay, now it is recording. Say hello real quick if you want.
Hello.
All right, I'm going to pause it. Okay, I have an order at 1550. Oh, never mind. That was the move I was looking for. Didn't quite get it. As you can see, it bounced right there. So that's canceled. As you just witnessed, my kids are hanging out with me. Well, a couple of my kids right now are hanging out with me as I try to find another trade. Okay, well, right idea, but that's the thing with trading is I was right, but I'm not making any money from it. That's why it's hard, because you can be right about a general thing, meaning I thought this was pulling back and getting ready to go back up. And again, I was right, but I'm not making any money. So just keep that in mind as traders. That's why it's hard, because you can be right. And just because you're right about something, about a forecast or analysis, whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean you're necessarily going to make money from it. And yes, believe it or not, sometimes I've been right and that I still lose money. So that is the challenge that is day trading. But all right, I'll pause. Okay, I have an order at 1475 here. So Tesla needs to come up a bit. Ideally around 706.50. But if it wants to keep dropping, then I'm willing to change my bias back to the long side, which it is continuing to drop. Well, now it bounces back up. Okay, never mind for now. Okay, I have an order at 925 here. Actually, let's go down to 875. But I'll go ahead and pause. Okay, I have an order at 1350 here. Oh, so close. Okay, got in. Get in at 1350. And out there for a nice scalp of 250, which puts me at 565 on the day. And as my general mindset goes, $500 a day keeps the day job away. And it's 10:33, so a little bit over 30 minutes more than what I normally like to trade. But I'm glad I kept with Tesla. It was giving me difficulties, but this one worked out just fine for the quick sniper shot. And I will take it and very pleased with it. Which goes back to my talking point, which I think on the video I just talked about like a minute ago, but in real time, it's been a while. But think about it. Today, I had essentially one smooth trade. Now, the first trade I played like I should have played, and yeah, hindsight made me look like an idiot, but I played it like I should have. Second trade, it wasn't necessarily smooth with the partial fill, but point being, by no means could anybody say that today was like a great, smooth. I mean, everything went right type of day, and those days do exist. But also, and just for transparency's sake, they don't exist too. Some mornings are going to be like you saw here, where hindsight's going to try playing mind games with you. You're going to get partial fills. But you know what? At the end of the day, look what still happened. It was still able to make respectable money, at least for me. I don't know, maybe $565 with commissions. Let's just call it 550. Maybe making 550 in an hour would not be worth your time. And if that's the case, I applaud you. But like, what do you do for a living where you can sit here and say, nah, 550 in 1 hour, not worth it? Again, I'm not jealous. I'm actually motivated, inspired. Like, what do you do? Iron sharpens iron. So I'd love to hear from you. But for me, at least, especially when this is just a side hustle, if I can put $550 in my pocket after an hour, I will take it. Because as I've said time and time again, but there's always, so for you veterans of my channel that have heard me say this, I appreciate your patience, but also always remember there are new people watching. But I mean, for me, I do this because I want the freedom of time. At this point in time in my life, I want the time. So, I mean, it's not, now if you're doing this because you want a Rolex or a Lamborghini or a private jet, then cool, go for it. Like, I hope you accomplish those goals. But for me, I just want the freedom of time. And like I said, for me, it's well worth my time. I'm not a greedy savage. Where $550 is certainly worth it. So if you enjoy these live trade videos, then do a couple things for me because they're not easy. I have to think for myself. I have to talk to you. I have to scan the markets. I have to make alerts in the chat room. I have a bunch of things going on. So I don't say that for pity, just say it to offer up context that these videos are difficult to make, and that's why I don't make them every day. But I will continue to make them as long as I know that there's interest. So like I said, if you enjoy, then communicate that interest by doing two things. Hit the like button and leave a comment. Say hi. Tell me what you traded today. Give me a smiley face emoji. But those two things communicate to me that you are enjoying. And as long as I know people are enjoying, then I will continue to make these videos. So hopefully I can inspire you a little bit in the sense of, yeah, every morning is not going to be smooth sailing, but it doesn't need to be smooth sailing. If you just follow your strategies, you can still make money. So everybody take care. Have a good one. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.